They don't want us to win. That's what that is. So welcome to our first community chat. I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems, and on this channel we talk about all things wellness, travel, and finance for the culture. You got that right. The bots never win. They be trying though. They be testing. And something else has been happening with my YouTube channel. The titles have been being like someone is changing my titles. So anyway, I have to research that. But anyway, I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems, and we talk all things wellness, travel, and finance here on this channel, all in an effort to move the culture forward. And again, like I say all the time, sharing is caring. If I see something, I'm gonna say something, and I tend to say it through social media. I am also the founder of Black Travel and Culture, who has on all social media platforms. It's a brand that's done live events. We have over 300,000 followers across all social media brands. And so, yeah, so welcome. And I am so happy to be on this journey. Today is day 10 of the series that we are doing, the Stay Ready So We Don't Have to Get Ready series, getting us in position to make sure we have everything we need should things change. And so tonight I thought I kind of want to do this maybe like once a week. I thought it would be great to just come together. If there's questions that you guys have, I'm here to answer them, but also to see exactly what the people on these YouTube streets are saying and how they are commenting. And a lot of times the questions that they ask are questions that are really in the minds of many that may not just ask. They may not want to post, they whatever. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to look at some of the creepy messages that I get, which again, you know, it's not going to stop me from doing the Lord's work. So it doesn't matter. But I just think it's interesting. And this is really informal, really laid back. I'm not sure who just joined, but tomorrow we have another conversation at 7:00. So that will be day 11. And that topic is going to be about the least friendly places for Black Americans to potentially move, bop around, and or visit. So yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We talk about the good, but we also need to, discuss the not so good. And these are all based on, I don't agree with every country on the list, and I'll share my personal experience. But again, sometimes, I may see something and not look at it, in one way, and somebody else may, look at it a different way. So we're going to discuss that tomorrow. We're also going to be back on Friday in the morning at 10:30 a.m. live. And I know some people, that are used to me coming on in the evening. That may not work, but you can always catch the replay. And then we'll be back on Saturday, and I will, list the themes the day before, definitely. So anyway, Remy, I meant to ask you, are you Pacific time or Eastern Standard? I'm curious. I had dinner with Laura or brunch with Laura, and I didn't realize that you were maybe in a different time zone. So let's just get into it. So today, this is our first ever community chat. Feel free to ask whatever questions that you want to ask. Be respectful. And if we find people in here that's not respectful, that make it through, ignore them. I have it set up so that you have to be a subscriber to comment. Hopefully it works. But if it doesn't, just ignore them. Don't engage. Usually that's what they're here for. They want some type of feedback. And when you don't give it to them, they move on. So anyway, let's get into... Oh, okay. You are PST. Yay. Okay, good. So it's nice and early for you there. Okay. So let's get into... First, we're going to just review what our topics were, so it would make sense, because I know everyone has not seen every video. So when we go over some of the questions, it will make sense. Now, hopefully it will let me share this screen. I don't see... Oh gosh, if it doesn't let me, we'll just go to my YouTube page and because I absolutely had that. Oh, you know what? I shut down. That's what it was. So let's see if I could pull it up right now. Here we go. Let me see if I separate this window, and then we'll try to, window. Open system preferences. Goodness gracious. Okay, so it's not letting me, share. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go to my channel, and then we're just going to do a review of what we went over. Let me go to my channel, and you can see. Okay, perfect. So let me bring you up to screen now. There's just way too many steps for StreamYard. I don't know why I still use them, but let me bring you up to, okay, there we go. Oh, and if anybody has their cocktail or their dinner or whatever, cheers. This is something light. This is an Aperol Spritz. And the Spritz is seltzer water. So the only thing that's in here is Aperol, which is literally a bitters. And the only non-healthy thing, it has sugar, but it has other herbs in there that's really good for your digestion. And listen, I started popping off on this channel based on my health coverage, or my health content. So anyway, I said cheers. I'm supposed to take a swig. And it is bitter. So yeah, so you can see my channel. You can see that I'm live. Let's go to the lives that we did this week so far. And we started here. The first one last Sunday, which was 10 days ago, was for Black women who were thinking about moving abroad. There were 5 resources to use when considering that move. Next up, what Black women must do now before things really change. If anyone saw this news article, not news article, it was captured all over social media. These men are getting real brazen with Black women, and yeah, we need to stay prepared. And so, because they're already acting crazy and it's not even January yet. So let's just keep that into consideration when I go over the questions. Where Black Americans feel safe. We talked about 12 countries where Black Americans are moving to and why, including the cost of living. And this is all just in case. Again, this isn't to preach to anybody what to do. It's just to let us know that we have options. Next up was watch before planning your move to Mexico, recommended cities. And these were all based on, research again. And I think the factors, if I remember, were walkability, safety, and affordability. So check that out if you haven't. The next video was, we need an open relationship with America. We need to stop being monogamous with a country that is not treating us right. Like we need to have options. And then next up was to beware of these things if you want to move abroad or thinking about moving abroad. These are traps you can fall into when doing your planning. So you could check that out. Also, we talked about move abroad money tips using the DoDash method. And just simply put, there are so many ways. So the number one reason I hear that people are hesitant is because they think they can't afford to move abroad, even if it's for a short time. And a lot of times it's just putting a plan and a strategy in place and executing on that. And like Remy's here, Remy knows I'm all about having the market pay for the stock market, that is, pay for all of your wants. You could definitely take care of your needs, but if you have other desires outside of your needs that's hard to manage, you can find ways to do that. There's so many, I don't even like to call them side hustles, but other ways to make discretionary income. Also, I talked about how and why I became a Mexican resident and the truth about Mexico as a Black person. So I take you through my journey to getting residency. We also talked about how to live and retire and thrive abroad on less than $1,000 a month. And these are 11 cheap places to live and retire Black abroad. A lot of these places may not be the first cities or countries that you think of, but they have thriving expat communities, and you can really have a great quality of life there. Next up was affordable healthcare outside of the US. Listen, we are seeing firsthand, they're talking about already how they're trying to, gut and dismantle the healthcare system here. And so I encourage people, let me say this again, if you have any, I don't care if it's Medicare, Medicaid, private health insurance, whatever, get your, if you can. A lot of people wait till now to use up their FSA money, so getting doctor's appointments may be challenging, but try to get them first quarter of next year, okay? By first quarter of next year, get all your appointments. If you have any dental work, anything, get all that done ASAP, because we don't know how long it's going to take them to make the changes that they want to change. And a lot of the changes mean we're going to have to be, it's less socialization, right? Less social country, meaning we'll be responsible for more of the payment for our healthcare. And we know how expensive healthcare is here. And so the countries that I list, I go over the difference in price on everything from dental to an MRI to giving birth and all of that. And so last night, we already at over 5.3 thousand views, and it's just been a day. The passport changes. Are we prepared? So there are changes that have happened already. There are changes that are imminent. There's a changing of the guard that will happen next year at the State Department. What does that mean? There's immigration crisis going on. All of this goes through the State Department. And so I will say it again, please, please, please check your passport, check the dates, make sure it's not expired. If you don't have a passport, get your passport if you can. Make sure that your passport is in pristine condition and that you have enough blank pages. And all of that's listed in the video, so check it out when you get a chance. And then tonight, we're talking about the Q&A. I know that may have taken way too long, so let's just get into the Q&A. And I'm just going to pull up, you won't be able to see the ones that I wanted to call out, but I'm going to pull up a couple of the ones that I wanted to go over. And then, oh Lord. And then I'll come back to my YouTube page, and then we'll go from there and read those comments and questions. And again, if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section, and I'll get to them in a second. Okay, so where is the first one? That's why I had it so organized and so ready. Okay, here it is. So Ingrid Abrams 24 left this comment, and this was the day I had already announced that I was doing the passport preparedness video, but she wrote this literally before she knew, so before she saw, I guess. But anyway, she says, I am an expat in the EU. I keep trying to tell folks I know to make sure they get their passports, because with this next administration, they will dilute the State Department so that it won't even be functional and passports will never come. Let's pause. Let me take a sip. They will dilute the State Department so that it won't even be functional and passports will never come. Once you are an expat, you just renew it at the U.S. Embassy abroad in the country you are in, or the new administration may get rid of the State Department altogether. Listen, we don't know what's going to happen. That's why we going to act like it's doom and gloom. So get it done today. She also said once on the list of things they want to stop funding via, Project 2025. And I just paused because there's a whole lot going on with how they classify videos when you say certain words now. So, but that funding, getting rid of the U.S. embassies are on that list. And if you know what country you're going to, go to the embassy in the U.S. for the country you want to get your marriage license and birth certificate and university diplomas apostilled. So that's a whole different, that's just to make sure you have your paperwork in order. And so that was very telling because she's outside. So she's not hearing the same news that we're hearing. She's hearing what's really happening. We're hearing what they want us to know. And so Ingrid was very helpful in informing us, what she's seeing on the, across the pond, as they say. Well, I don't know if she's in the UK, but she said the EU. So anyway, so that was one of the comments. Now let's get into, I'm going to stop sharing this screen until I pull up the comments, because I just want to make sure that nothing crazy. So hold on. I'm going to remove this for a second. I'll bring it back up in 1 second. But these comments are coming fast and furious, and I just need to see what's come in since I last checked. Okay, so we're going to go to community. Okay, and we're just going to read them. I'm not, adverse to showing. Help us improve your YouTube shopping. I don't need YouTube like this. These pop-ups. Okay, so I'm going to pull up the screen, and then we're going to go through all of the published comments, and I'm going to do that now. Add to stage. Here we go. And so hopefully you can see that. If you can't, please put it in the comments. Let me see what yeah, that was a lot. That comment was a lot, right? It's so interesting to see how much the narrative of dangerous places had scared off many people from visiting or moving to countries where we can thrive. Yeah, it's dangerous right here already, 100%. And a lot of that is because they don't want us to know. They don't want us to know that, you can go to Mexico and not get kidnapped by the cartel. That's not the story they want us. They don't want us to know that we can go there and find peace, happiness, community, tranquility, not worried about our children playing outside. Matter of fact, one of the things I love about a lot of the Latin American places that I visited, they are less connected to technology. They are not addicted to the TikToks and the so it's a much more tranquil existence. But let me just go through. I could ramble, child. This is okay. So let's get into what the people are saying. So Kim, I have to correct you. And I'm just going to read these. This just came in 9 minutes ago. I have no idea what it says. Kim, I have to correct you on something you stated, that they don't care if we Black Americans leave the U.S. Why would you think that? Black Americans collectively spend $1.2 trillion annually in America. We too have a tremendous impact on the market movement. No, we don't. And we are generating wealth. No, we ain't. You could say that if that makes you feel good, but I'm going to just pull up comparatively. So we spend 1.2 trillion annually in America. Okay. Even if that's true, I haven't looked at the latest numbers, but that's anyway. You better bet your bottom dollar they care if we leave, because so many businesses and brands have much to lose when we do exit the country. Okay, listen, I'm gonna like it because the person engaged with me. I appreciate that. I will respond in detail later, but I'm just gonna do a quick little, what is the spending power of Black America as compared to white America? Okay, I'm trying to find the latest. Let's see what the comparator says. It says, okay, let's just pull this up. This is the AI generated answer only because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this one question, but I think it's a good one too. So let's just pull up this present, stop screen, present, share screen. Then I want to share this, share, then I have to add to stage. I'm just letting you know there's multiple steps here. So let's just look at what the comparison is. According to available data, Black Americans have significantly less, not less, but significantly less spending power compared to white Americans. Do I need to read any more? With Black households generally spending less on average than white households, even when considering income levels. Like, I mean, listen, y'all could screenshot this, read the rest of it later. You could Google exactly what I put in. This was my job for many, many, many years to know the distinctions, the differences between not only Black spending power, white spending power, also Hispanic spending power and Asian spending power. And Asians are far greater than African or Black Americans, and inching up on white Americans if they haven't surpassed already. So I just wanted to show you that because I don't mind people feeling whatever way they feel. But I like to deal with facts. It's just that simple. I mean, we got to take emotion out of this. We spend a lot, but we make a whole lot less. And okay, didn't I say I was gonna stop? Didn't I say I was gonna stop? Didn't I say I was gonna stop rambling? So they don't care if we go. They want us to stay so they could break our backs to do their labor, absolutely. But from a economic standpoint, they don't care if we go. So Remy knows this because she was in the community that I have for investing. Well, she's still in the community that I have investing for independence. By the year of 2030, the black um, the black wealth was expected, the average wealth for black households was expected to be zero. No, excuse me, um net wealth, not total net wealth. So after you take away all the debt and all of that, we were on our way, and we are on our way to zero. So at the end of the day, listen, we not at the, and they know most of us don't think we can afford to leave anyway. So let's get back to, okay, I promise I'm gonna go through this quick. I'm not gonna stop at everyone and provide an answer. I get so passionate about this because I want us to stop with the misinformation and just focus on the facts and the hurdles that we have to get through, just using real information. So we're back at the Q&A. So let's go ahead and, free and cheap labor. Exactly. That's what they want, but they don't care about us from a economic impact standpoint. So, okay, let's go to the next one. So this was from the passport video. Hope you can see that. Someone said, my passport only has one page filled from Canada, and my son never been abroad, but getting a passport this week. So if we plan to go to Mexico, you said one page filled or no pages is a problem. What do I do now? Okay, so she said she has one page filled. Or she's saying she has one page, comma, and it's filled from Canada. I don't know the answer to her question, so I'm going to have to dig deeper. And so if you have 2+ pages, you should be able to travel but I would confirm with the passport agency to see if you need additional. That's all I got. Okay. So let's go to the next question. Why are so many people wanting to move to Mexico when Mexicans have been fleeing to the US? I heard that it is unsafe. It is an unsafe country to live in, particularly for African Americans. That's fake news. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to comment. I'm just going to go through them so you guys can see, because that is such a common question. If America's so great, why they're all coming over here? And you'll probably see more of that if I didn't hide these people. But again, I went over the safest places. I talked about the safety score for a lot of these Mexican cities. You can watch the video to get the details, but it's fake news. Somebody else said this is why, child, y'all ain't gonna stop me from doing this for the next foreseeable future, because these people, I already have an appointment scheduled for my family on the 30th. Praise the Lord. Kelly the counselor. Thank you, Kelly. I love this. Someone else said, you are a gem. Thank you. Someone else, and that was, let me try to, Barnabas Collins, and then there's some extension. Thank you, Barnabas. Then Jackie's Journey says, thanks for the information. Taking my son's girlfriend tomorrow to get her passport. My entire family got theirs in 2023, even my 1-year-old granddaughter. Oh my gosh, we're leaving for Panama late May, early June 2025. Listen, it's the best gift to give. I highly recommend it. And I was going to save this for a little later, but I am going to start some type of membership on this channel where whoever wants to can participate. And we're going to do some, action items to help each other out. But the proceeds will go to the passport giveaways for 2025. Like I said, you may have, for those who were on another video, 2023, that was my mission for Black Travel and Culture. And each quarter we gave away a passport plus the fee for the photo. And I want to bring that back. But again, it takes, I can't manage that myself, because it takes people sending in, and there's a winner that, they have to be, you have to get the money order, because that's the only way they get the money order is made out to the U.S. Department of State. So the only thing they can do is get the passport. And I want to bring that back, but I need to figure that out. So someone else came with some great information talking about some libraries offer passport processing should your situation require in-person processing. So if you are having, difficulty, even though I want you to go watch the passport changes video, because we walk you through the U.S. Department of State's passport page and with all the requirements and criteria. But if you cannot find where, or maybe your passport agency office is too far, maybe your local library can help you. I was able to make an appointment with one in a less busy town, about an hour away, because my children needed renewals, new passports. Be aware that children require permission from both parents, so check the requirements. Somebody else said, Dr. Oz, this is ridiculous, but it could be worse, I think. I don't know. I don't know. I have seen comments from people in other countries saying, if you need a place to come, we welcome you, but please integrate. They say if you just come and from an expat community, they begin to feel colonized. So be close to the English-speaking community, but socialize with the local people. Okay, I'm not mad at that. You definitely want to immerse yourself with the culture and not feel like you have taken over, listen, I 100% believe that. So thank you for that comment. Then someone else said it would be pointless to leave here only to form a community with our fellow Americans who are the primary source of the problem. In my opinion, just saying. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So now here goes. I renewed my passport earlier this year. Praise God. Like, this is what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna look at, if you have questions or anything, you could put them in the comments. I'm gonna check in about a minute. But this right here, Tira Omilade said it took months for her son to get his passport in 2023. And that could very well happen again. We don't know. We have no idea. She also watched the video and learned about the ranking system for passports and what makes a passport in one country more powerful than a passport in another. And so she, said she didn't know about the ranking system. So again, sharing is caring. That's why I'm doing these videos. Someone else said, didn't know about the ranking. Not surprised it went down since 2016. Yeah. So if you don't know, the U.S. ranking in passports, powerful passports, has been declining really since 2014, 2015. We're now at number 8. Someone else said, I got my permanent residency for Mexico last month. Now I'm just back in Texas wrapping things up so I can hurry my move ASAP. And the other thing I want to show you as we go through these questions, so I'll probably jump to another page because I want you to see it's not just us that's making plans. There are a lot of non-Black people, Black Americans, that are also planning. And that's where the fear is coming in. And I won't say the fear, that's where the concern is when it comes to a mass exodus, because a lot of them have the higher net worths, and that money they will take with them to other countries. So let me see if there is okay. Nope, no questions. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna do about maybe go through 10 more comments real quick. I'm going to show you what the other people are saying from another channel and their comments, which I found very interesting. They're not playing at all. And then I'm going to go through the spicy comments as well. So let's go through a few more. Well, a few more. I don't want to put a number on it, but yeah. So, okay. Bernice Parrish said, will student loan debt prevent you from leaving the country? Because I went all the way to my PhD, but I did not finish. So she's wondering. So I talked about how certain debts or taxes can be problematic. Usually they will notify you if you're at risk of your passport, because it's as long as you're working, with what said agency, you should be fine. But it's when you just disappear or ignore or whatever. So someone else, oh, did I do that? Yeah, okay. Someone else just gave a lot of hearts. I appreciate that. Someone else said, oh, this has been Bernice again. I'm trying to find some information so I can move out of this country. I like the way you present things. You are very caring and you have good caring and listening skills. Don't make me cry. Bernice, please don't make me cry. Thank you. Oh my gosh. This is what I do it for. Like that. I appreciate that so much. Like, you just don't even know. Someone else said, I'm enjoying the channel. I get my passport renewed in May before all the craziness started. Oh, no, I got my passport renewed in May before all the craziness started. I got it back in 1 week. Oh, wow. I was surprised, but I did it online. That could be a quicker route. Well, right now it's been over a week for me. So I don't know if it's still, still at the week time frame, but it's 4 to 6 weeks is what they are guaranteeing or saying that it's going to be. I knew about the ranking system, but didn't fully understand it. Okay, so great. I hope you fully understand now. When will Black learn the true history of this land? Okay, and I could appreciate that. Like, listen, this was not created with us to be equal. You know, it was not created for us to then make them the minority. And by 2050, they were going to be the minority. If they don't put certain things in place, they will still be the minority. And that's why this deportation, that's why a whole lot of things are going to happen to ensure that they stay the majority. And go ahead and apply for global entry, folks. I mean, I have global entry. I'm not saying don't do it, but it's based on your budget. Global entry, I think, is another. If you have certain credit cards, they cover it. But it's a process. It's definitely a process. And global entry is only good for you coming back in the US, so you don't have to stand in lines. You're not going to get through quicker if you go to Italy and you say you have US global entry. So while I appreciate the bringing up the global entry, just know that if there's a budget, you can put, if you don't have global entry and if your credit card doesn't pay for it, that doesn't have to be a priority. Somebody else said, I never knew about the ranking. Someone else said, hi, you mentioned owed taxes could cause an issue. So my husband and I are making auto payments to the IRS from owing money. Okay, so yeah, would this potentially be a holdup, even though we are payments? I guess we are paying as agreed upon and they are current. Also, my husband and kids need their passport, but I have had my passport for about 5 years based on my job. Could I still renew mine now, or does it have to be less? I think that's supposed to say than a year on it to qualify for renewal. So first question, if you're on auto pay and you're making payments and the IRS has not said anything to you about your passport being at risk, then you should be fine. Again, I think it's only, now I'm not a tax professional, I'm not a government agent, and this could change let me caveat everything I'm saying. All of this can change at any time once the new people come, right? So, but as of now, as long as you are current and you're in communication and you're making the payments, you should be fine. And as it relates to the 5 years, I don't think they would even consider renewing a 5-year, because that's only half the time. So according to the website, no, you would not qualify. But it never hurts to ask. Listen, I don't even think you need to do that, quite honestly. But who knows? Who knows? So if you're really concerned about it, you can ask. Call and ask a passport agency. Or if you're at an embassy, you're not abroad, so ask. Thank you. Rock solid advice. And now following. Oh, thank you, Jamie Pinsky. Appreciate it. Someone else said, thanks for your information. And someone else said, what was his thought process behind this? Wow. Oh, the pick of Mehmet Oz as the head of the Medicare and Medicaid services. Someone else said, thank you. Actually, many countries, I think she was trying to say, says require 6 blank pages in the passport. Yes, 6. Now, I haven't heard that, but again, you can check that out on your own. All the research that I've seen says 2 to 3, 2 pages, 2+ pages. But I recommended in the video yesterday, go ahead and watch it, that you should, if you're at that 2 to 3, you should try to get an extender and see if you could get more pages, just so you're not put in a bad situation. Someone else said, a hack to get your passport super fast. Go to a U.S. embassy overseas and they will have it back to you within like 2 to 5 days. And they let you keep your current passport while you wait. I did this in Thailand in 2018. Someone else said, this is true. I lost my passport the minute I landed in London a few years ago. I was transferring to a country in the EU. I spent the night in London and the next morning got in line at the American embassy. I had a new passport within 2 hours. it was only good for a specific amount of time until my new one arrived. That was good for a full 10 years. So that's good. If you're away or traveling, just know that you could go to your US embassy and get your passport. And I've heard people in Mexico who have made the move to Mexico that they were going to the embassies to get their new passports because they weren't coming back to the US. And so, yeah, so again, just great, solid information. Let me just do a couple more. I'm trying to get outside the passport. Let me see. Why should Black Americans run out if, I think it's supposed to say of America. I think this is bad advice. Black Americans need to restart talking to one another in real, not on these platforms. Top up our game, get better at what we do, learn a skill, support one another. And you are free to do that, Sheik Finney. You are absolutely free to do that. I don't think we need to continuously fight for someplace that doesn't appreciate the fight. This is when the song "This land is your land, this land is my land." No, we weren't in that equation. That wasn't our song. We weren't part of the your and my in the equation of that song. So it's up to you. And Hot 03 said, read Project 2025 and then circle back. Amen. Like, listen, I'm not saying for those, if that's your ministry, if that's your mission, please do whatever brings you happiness. Protect the babies. Please protect the babies. But if it comes to you and you want to stand solid to, I don't know what you're fighting for, but that's totally up to you. God bless you. I will definitely, no judgment here at all. Someone else, I'm glad I came across your vlog. Someone else said, yes, I did a Mediterranean cruise. Oh, I said I'm trying to get out a passport. So let me skip the passports and see. A passport is no good without an entry visa into another country. Well, a lot of countries don't need an entry visa when you have an American passport, which is, we talked about that with the passport video. So while there are some countries where you do need an entry visa, absolutely, a lot of countries allow Americans to enter without one. Someone else said, oh, great. So this was the video. Do not believe the lies. Black people are thriving globally and abroad. This video was a showcase of community in Lake Chapala and Guadalajara. And these are areas right outside of, I said Lake Chapala, Lake Chapala and Ajijic, which are towns right outside of Guadalajara, and has, I think, the biggest expat community in all of Mexico. And so they get together periodically, but they also form relationships in the area so that no one feels like they're alone. So they have groups of 4 that check in daily with each other. You have to speak to them every day to make sure, especially for solo travelers, but they also talk about even if you're married or whatever, you should definitely check in. And so the next one, this was the truth about Mexico. His government, the newly elected government will ensure that Mexico will remain your first home. Okay. And so, yeah, I'm going to come back to more of these for those who want to stay. I'm going to right now go to the site that I was telling you about to show you that it's not just us that's on our way out or saying we're on our way out. And if you haven't watched the playlist, go to my channel. All the videos that we covered all week are within that playlist, so you don't have to do a lot of searching. So let me just go ahead and see what questions there are. Okay. I never knew there was something called global entry. Yeah. So global entry is just you go through a background check. They take your fingerprints, biometrics. I think they take your biometrics. Yeah, they had. Yeah. When I got renewed, and it just allows you to walk through um, walk through immigration when you come back. Now, here's a hidden hack. If you fly out of the country and you're coming back and you want to avoid long lines, most of the major airports have something called mobile passport. When you're on your flight coming back, or right when you land, you enter in your arrival information. It's an app called Mobile Passport, and you technically do the same thing. When you get to immigration, instead of getting on the line that's usually the longest with people that don't have global entry or mobile passport, then you get on the line where it says global entry and mobile passport, and depending on the airport, you could just whisk straight through. Sometimes you may have to stop and give them the paper that you got from this machine. But if you don't get global entry, which if you want to get it, I say you should. But there are other options like mobile passport. Like I travel with people that don't have global passport, but have mobile, or will download the mobile passport when they arrive, and we get through just about the same time. In certain state passport agencies, you can get same day passports if you have proof of travel, within 14-day period. I got mines in Atlanta after losing it before a trip. You can definitely expedite by going to, like you said, certain states. If you're in a smaller city, a smaller town, smaller city, you may have to drive to the major city and get the passport the same day. I've had to do that as well. So I truly thank you for that comment. But if you don't have a trip planned and you're not going any place in 4 to 6 weeks, you can do regular processing and save you a couple of coins. I love that so many of us are choosing to make that leap. Yes, for those who get it, see you abroad. I know we've been talking about this for a minute. I know, listen, people don't even understand I didn't understand, right? I didn't understand until I experienced it. And so until you experience, and the fact that the communities that tend to relocate or move abroad have a different mindset. So you will meet really, really nice people from different backgrounds from the state. So people that you may think, oh, this person may be racist, this white person may be this, because they have the mindset to be around culture, then they tend to be, a lot more warm and welcoming. And so again, I truly just want to overemphasize that now is the time to start doing the research, start doing the planning. I'm going to come back with another video next week that just outlines more of my favorite people who are in the movement or leading the movement, or taking charge in this movement, to make sure we have options. And before I forget, if you haven't checked out, if you're looking for easy reference information, the From Here to There resource guide is available for only $12.97 right now, and it features 8 countries, the 8 most popular countries for Black people who are looking to move abroad or do a sabbatical, and it has clickable links. So you'll have clickable links to everything from the links to the communities that you can join, links to housing, links to more information about every place from Panama to Costa Rica to Portugal, and there's more. Let me see one more comment, and then we're going to go to the other comments from people that don't look like us. I had a military passport before, not a civilian one, and I'm going to need to get a new passport. Am I going to need to get a new passport? That's a good question. I don't, did it expire? Because if it didn't expire, it just seems like you would be If you're not in the military anymore, then you can't, your passport can't say you're in the military. So the short answer is yes, you're going to need a different one that I'm sure indicates that you are a civilian now. But I don't know what the process is. But again, if you go on to the US Department of State, all the answers are there for pretty much every, circumstance. So, but I do know, based on all the information, yeah, it's been expired. Yeah. So you're going to have to go onto the website and probably, well, if it's been expired and it's been expired, I think more than 5 years, you're probably just gonna have to get a new. It won't be a renewal because but it may be a renewal. I don't know if military classifies as a change that is allowed just to be renewed. So like if you get married and you change your name, you can renew. I mean, you could exchange your passport with the new name without having to go through the whole process all over again. So I don't know if that's the same with military or not, but check the check the US, let me tell you what it is right now. It's on the other video, but US Department.gov, hold on. US State Department. So it's state.gov. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Sorry. That's the one if you want to see, like they had a press briefing today. The Secretary of State had a press briefing today, and I was actually watching it. But that's not it. It's a state. It's like us.state.gov. Oh yeah, you could go to state.gov. Yeah, it's www.state.gov and search for passports. Now I am going to pull up what the other peoples are saying, so you can see this is serious. This is not. Hold on one second. What is the channel? Okay, I remember the name now. I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on one second. Is that YouTube? No, that's her main site. Okay. Okay, let's get to the comments. And then I need to switch screens. No, not that one to stage. I have to remove that from the stage. And then add the other stage. Hold on a second. Here we go. Share. Then I have to bring it up to the stage. We're almost there. Add to stage. There we go. So let's just see what the people are saying in her comments. And her video is about mass exodus. She's actually a relocation specialist. And so she's talking about all of the phone calls she's gotten over the past couple of weeks, people trying to say adios, amigos, and she's helping them out. So some people say, okay, I live in New Zealand. Be aware, we don't want you, if you expect things to be the same as it was at home, or complain about it. This isn't America. It is one of the reasons people want to move here. It is different. The government is fairly stable, but food is expensive. Housing is expensive because there's a shortage, and unemployment is currently around 4%. So anyway, basically what she's saying is, come if you immerse with us, but don't try to get us to immerse with you. So that's basically most cultures. A lot of times we have this American privilege and we go to other countries and get mad when they don't speak English, right? Or we get mad because, we could flush our toilet paper down the toilet. And so what this person is pretty much saying is like, if you could come, we love it if you come, but just know this is not America and we don't want to hear the comparison. So if you're going to do that, stay home. Then somebody else said, I'm leaving America, USA for Spain as of January 2025. Excited for our new journey. Someone else said, my hubby and I are moving to Panama with our dog next summer, 2025, July or August. I've had 2 large yard sales already selling house May 1st, and we are getting the paperwork ready to send to our immigration attorney for our Panamanian visas. We fly down in January to pick those up. Sorry to say this, but the US is out of control. Can't wait. And this ain't us. I mean, it's us, meaning she wants a better life, but she ain't, she's not us. Then somebody else said, as a Black woman, I'm out. I've actually gotten really excited about this new chapter in my life. This election was the perfect catalyst for me to move into extreme action. This American went to the homeland of his wife 2 years ago. Wow. So this one says, this American went to the homeland of his wife, Japan, 2 years ago. I will never go back to the US. And so again, I am living in Germany, and I'm happy to help anyone with helpful advice with the entire process of moving here. I can recommend it to everyone. Yes, it's a big step, but it's worth it. In America, the main ethic has become how much money you have defines your personal worth. Sadly, the second ethic is so far down, I forgot what it is. Wow. Yeah, it's a capitalist society. That's what it is. It's how much money you have. And so, yeah, these are just more, and I don't even mind sharing who she is, but Traveling with Kristen, she did a video on the mass exodus. And if you read the comments, you will see we lived in Mexico for 7 years. It's home now. Since this man was elected this time, we've been deluged with former neighbors and friends who are asking how they can quickly move here. We always explain that it is a process, that they cannot just show up. Then we step them through it. It's really amazing that so many are inquiring, like the floodgates were thrown open. So yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to share, that it's really not just us that are doing or thinking about doing this move. It's so many others. It's so many other people. So I do want to also share some of the spicy comments that have been received. And, this is just for kicks and giggles, I'll say, because I will never understand people who just feel the need to have to comment on everything. And so one of them I put in this file that StreamYard, because I'm not connected, it's not connected to a different, it's not connected to, hold on, let me try to pull it up first. Okay, there we go. Let me see, I'll try one more time, but truly, this has been, let me see, share screen. Yeah, it's not allowing me to pull up Canva. So there's some, I probably need to update my Mac because they keep telling me to. So, and it's a new Mac, which is the weird thing, but let's just get into this comment. I did want to read this when someone said that, we should stay and basically fight and this and that. Two things I want to say. Many people don't know that we have been crossing borders forever. Harriet Tubman did not stop in, what's that? Buffalo, right? There was a freedom train. There was the underground railroad that extended into Canada. There was also freedom seekers that crossed the border into Mexico. There were also freedom seekers that found their ways across waters. So this is not new to us. We have just been conditioned to think that the only places that we were able to go were within the border, right? Within the US borders. And that is not true. But thank goodness, even, family and friends that have made it out of the South during Jim Crow and either moved up north or moved to Midwest or wherever. The fact is, they didn't have to stay in the South and keep fighting for rights that they knew the odds were stacked against them. So this was a comment that somebody left. And it says, I don't think leaving is BS at all. I think we have the luxury of choice that our ancestors didn't have. If we want to get up and walk away, we can. Also, it doesn't have to be the worst thing that has happened to us. I don't want to stay to experience the worst. Because somebody was like talking about, oh, it won't be the worst or something like that. And then she said, being West Indian American, I have community elsewhere and I am well traveled. Many of our people are reluctant to go because they have never really left the US and have preconceived notions about other countries. But those of us who are well traveled know that there are many other places to go. And so that kind of sums up how I feel as well. I'm not Caribbean American, but I do feel that all of our ancestors did not have the type of choices that we have. They did not have the type of access that we have. They could not get on a computer and get a renewal to a passport. The processes were so heavy and so rigorous that we don't have to experience that now. And I'm sure our ancestors want us to take full advantage of new whatever new technology, whatever there is that's new that they couldn't take advantage of. They want us to take advantage of those things. And so we should feel no guilt for whatever decision we choose to make. And so let's get into the spicy comments. Why are people leaving here? That's community. Bring this back up. Go back to StreamYard, and I'll check the comments again in a second. If there's any, add to stage. No, that's not it. Remove from stage. That was, okay, let's do this again. StreamYard. Stop screen, present, share screen, community, share. It really should not be this difficult, y'all, to add. Okay, so that might have been it. My bad. I was looking at a different thing. Okay, so let's get to what the spicy comments are. And so here we go. Let's go from the bottom. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Oh, I know what to do. Stop Black on Black violence. Tell the truth for once. Stop your excuses. Thank you. And let's see what Mr. Bobo page looks like. Oh, look at here. It's blank. And it has just the letter. And he just joined in April of 2024. This was the bots setting up to get ready to do everything that they've been doing. And so, can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Let me just make sure you can see what I'm looking at. No, you can't. So let me show you that. Some screen, present. We went to Bobo's page. And I just want you to know that's why it doesn't make sense to argue with these people, because some of them ain't even real people. So that's Bobo. That is Bobo telling his or giving his little 2 cents on the problem. I got dropped down from the stage. You know what? I started talking about this is why I can't talk about the things that I really want to talk about, because I'm telling you, there's something going on. And that was just weird. Okay, so let's get back to some of the spicy. Wow. The names of my titles are changing. This is happening. This is scary. And just proof that we need to have a plan. Okay, so someone else said, y'all can leave, but I ain't nobody running me out nowhere. Why did I just do that? I don't know. Jackie Long from a Can of Paint. This my country too. 2028 will be ready. Thank you, Darwin Star, for handling this, because it says, wake up. The Republicans now have control, all branches of government, and this moment has been 5 decades in the making. There won't be elections, or they'll be totally sketchy. Prepare yourselves. Now, we don't know what's to come, but I do know that the first part, they control all branches of government, is not good for us. The fact that there will be new justices named that will probably be from the red cap wearing side of Republicans, and they will be probably like 25. So they'll be there for another 50 years. That's the part that should have most people concerned. And so someone else said, okay, they're in favor, but Musk hacked the election. That's true. I believe. Listen, he was paying people, and then what else happened? And then he knew the results before. Like it was just strange behavior. Let's just say that. Okay, this is another one. I'm just like, okay, I live for the day when Black people stop saying Black and brown people. They have made it clear there is no alliance between Black and brown people. I think we need to stop including people of color when speaking of what we can do to protect ourselves. Those same brown people and other groups would be the ones to betray us, as they have already done so many times. That is such a blanket statement. And at the end of the day, there will be no progress at all on our part without allies. It's just that simple. And Black and brown encompasses Black people in that too. It's just that some people of mixed race don't feel like, and when I say mixed race, so, I have family, I have family, mother white, father Black, vice versa, whatever. It is their right to not just choose Black. If they say they're a person of color, so what? But they're an ally. So that's what, I don't want to be on a soapbox. I don't want to preach about this. But let's go on to some more spicy ones. Just be gambling man like me and throw all of your documents in a pit of fire and yell freedom. And TikTok, okay, I don't know what that's about. Someone else said, please stop with the Black and brown narrative. The brown people should have someone like yourself advocating for them. Okay. Black people are always trying to save other people who could care less about them. As a matter of fact, it was those brown people that voted against the Indian woman. Okay, now she's an Indian woman. So this is what I'm saying. And then, like I said, a lot of these comments, well, this is a Black man. Okay, so I'm going to save the spiciest one for last. I have a screenshot of that. I don't know if I could pull it up, but we'll see. Okay, go where I'm staying here, where I'm born. You go elsewhere and not wanted in another country. Okay. Get your stuff together. They will be rounding up yellow and brown people, many of who voted for him, but get your own house in order. Okay. Exit America to hell. Um, it's good to have paperwork in order, but it will not be necessary if you're Black because they don't want us here on our own land anyway. Leaving America does not help. Black Americans are not prepared for life outside of America. They go to other countries with an entitled attitude and a know-it-all attitude. Black Americans ain't ready for that life. As much as I've traveled, that seems to describe another demographic more than anything, more than anyone. The entitlement does not swing to this side. The entitlement is all over there. The things I have witnessed, the things I have seen from entitled white people from America and Canada is mind-boggling. So that's all a false narrative. Someone else said Ghana is not safe if you're a single woman and kids. I don't know about that. Why are so many people wanting? So let me pull up the ones that I screenshot, because some of them, you'll hear that a couple of these were just not even worth, like I had to put them in the ether because they just were just the disrespect. Like I don't mind a debate, but the disrespect was horrific. And so it's not letting me pull up Canva, but let's read. I'm going to read it from, okay. So this guy was basically saying 10 things women must do. And his name is Yashmal's Kaf. Yashmal's Kaf. He's actually a older, he looks to be Black, but I'm going to read his comment. 10 things women must do to change things. 1, go back in the kitchen. 2, get married before you get pregnant. 3, stay married. 4, support your husband and the wifely duties of the household. 5, give Jesus back to the white man. Give Jesus back to the white man. Your house is the church. Love your man like you love Jesus. 6, stay away from single women. Single women keep women single. 7, take pride in your real hair, nails, eyelashes, eye color, eyebrows, and body parts, breasts and butts. 8, have a proper, polite, respectful attitude in public and behind closed doors. Now, what does this have to do with moving abroad? So what he is trying to say, there's more things. He has a list. And so I'm not going to read all of it, but these are the top things a Black woman can do to change things. And he felt the need. This is like a dissertation. He felt the need to sit and to waste his time, as short as life is, on my timeline to talk about what Black women need to do. Here's another spicy one. STFU. All you stupid mofos talk about getting a passport and leave. He said, go to Canada, shaking my head. Just like during Vietnam, Canada closed borders because Americans were fleeing to avoid the draft. Another point, if 45, so this was before if 45 is put in office and he puts some clown in charge of DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and says close the border, no one in, no one out, unless he authorizes it. Where are you going with your pretty as U.S. passport? No effing where. And he spelled out the effing. Okay, so you managed to somehow sneak out the country. The man in office disrespects so many Black and brown countries, aka in his word, S-hole countries. You reach their border, and because he dissed them, boom, they deny you entry. Go back to the U.S. You get tired and come back to the U.S. border, and they have you on the deny entry list too. And the DHS says you can't come back in. Did you not see the ban on the Muslim countries? Re-entry denied until the courts overturned it. Y'all keep sitting in that barbershop talking dumb sugar honey iced tea. um so yeah, so someone else said, yeah, just go. This is working out better than I expected. Then someone else said, there's another comment that basically he was saying for us to go to countries where women are treated not just bad but brutally. So basically he's telling Black women to go there. I don't want to say the name of the countries on here because I don't even know what the relationship is, and I don't know, how that's going to affect. So let me just go back to, because I know it's getting late, child. Let's see. I haven't even been sipping on nothing. Let's see. Any questions? Okay. Unbelievable. Hey, Moni, again, always early. I need to be more like you. Hi, Callie. He has issues with women. Child, I literally was like, how long? Maybe he knows how to copy and paste. But I'm just like, does he just scroll the internet and copy and paste this comment? But it was number one, number two, number three, and he just kept going down the list. What countries are good for retirees? Oh, there are so many. Panama ranks very, very high on the list. There is a huge retirement community. Lake Chapala, Ajijic in Mexico, huge expat community. Other places like Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. There are so many places, and it depends upon what your needs are. And so I definitely can't say there's one size fits all. Like some people like beach, some people like, mountains, some people like cold weather, some people like warm weather. So there is a array. Portugal is another place. There's a really big presence, and I've listed one of my favorite channels. So if you go to the 5 resources every Black woman or every Black person, I don't know if I said Black woman or I might have said Black person, should look at, there's a few channels that have quite a few video, some content related to retirees specifically. So it's in the playlist, the Move Abroad playlist, but it's called like the 5. It was last week Sunday. I did it. Yeah, I think it was last week Sunday. So you can find that there. Yeah, these people are real spicy, Remy, and that's just a few. Only because we've been on for an hour and 18 minutes, and I'm not on Pacific time. So it's still early for you, but I definitely want to do this weekly. Next week, I'll probably do it earlier in the week because there is a holiday next week, and the Wednesday before is, we as Black women are usually busy for those who celebrate. And so I'm looking to do it either probably Monday. So the rest of the week, whatever lives I do won't interfere with that. So anyway, but this definitely, I wanted, like I said, people to see what the questions are. There were way more questions. And I said, if you had any, so which of the videos, hey, Ailey, oh, let me do always early. Thanks. You're welcome. Glad to be of service. Which of the videos talks about employment? Now, are you specifically, so we just started this series this is just the 10th day. So I will say this, there are videos that will be coming up where I talk about working remotely. Now, when it comes to employment, I don't know if you're talking about trying to work with your company, like with an American company in a foreign country. That's a whole different conversation. So I haven't asked about, I haven't put together a video yet about like transferring from a US country to, but I do have a video. I just haven't set the date because I'm waiting for someone to get back to me. It was her birthday this week, and I'm just waiting for her to get back to me. Oh, wait a minute. She just emailed me. Oh, so she's saying Friday. So Friday, perfect. I literally just got this email an hour ago while we were on here. Perfect. So we're going to do Friday between, it looks like 2 and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. So I will probably get the working remotely video out probably on Sunday. Because that means the video I was going to do on Friday, the live I was going to do on Friday will have to be pushed to Saturday. So yeah, so let me just confirm. So I'm not sure exactly what you mean by employment. If you could specify what type of video, just put it in the comment section. What specifically do you want to see? And if I have a resource, I will let you know. Like another video or somebody else that I would recommend based on what you're looking. So I don't know if you're looking for a long-term gig, if you're looking for something that's like what your skill set is, all of that, I can direct you into the right place. And so let me just read to you again. I see you just posted again, but before I forget this, I just want to read to make sure everyone knows what this resource guide is that I have put together. And I thank everyone who's already purchased. I really do. This has been something that I thought people just really needed. Listen, we don't have much time. So basically the description for the From Here to There resource guide, it's for people who are planning a move abroad and knowing that it is a complex task that requires meticulous organization and resourcefulness. Also, it's time consuming. So what I did was I compiled a list of online resources that can assist in you making this transition as smooth as possible. The websites cover aspects of moving, which include visa information, housing, job search, cultural assimilation, and financial planning. So if you want to save time and plan your move abroad with ease, this downloadable ebook is for you. It's 8 of the most sought after destinations for Black people wanting to move abroad. And they include Canada, Costa Rica, Kenya, Mexico, Panama, Portugal, South Africa, and the UK. And I'll say once again, I am in the final stages of the massive move abroad resource guide that's coming. The thing that I need, I can't release it until certain countries, and there's quite a few countries that still haven't released their visa requirements for people who want to their residency requirements for 2025. But what I am going to do, anyone who wants to start now and ends up purchasing this 24-page guide before the big resource guide comes out, they will get a credit. If they decide to get the big resource guide, you'll have a coupon for the cost of the 8-page guide. The 24-page guide of the 8 countries. So if you pay $12.97 for this, everyone who purchases this book will get a discount as soon as the other book is released for the price that they paid for this book. I hope that makes sense. The price is going up next week. So it's going from $12.97 to $17.97. So if you want to get this resource guide, get it now. It will still be available, but I had discounted it to make sure that as we launch this, and then I met the 4,000 subscriber number, that anyone who wanted to take advantage of the emergency sale, so to speak, they could. But next week it goes up. So, and again, if you get this book now, and once I release the other one, which I'm hoping is by the second week in December, but I'm at the beck and call of these immigration offices, and I don't want to put 2024 information in this guide. So it just doesn't make sense. It's a waste of time. And so if you decide to get the book later, then you will be credited. So if you pay $12.97, you'll get the $12.97 off of the So it'd be like this book is free, basically. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, hopefully that made sense. Let me see if there's any more questions. And then if not, let's see. Oh, yeah. I see more. Terrell asked about expat countries for families with young children, if you know of anything. There are quite a few. So I know we had talked before a couple years ago. Now, are you looking to go to the continent or are you looking, or you just open? And I'm going to send you, actually, the person I'm interviewing on Friday. She just released a video. Now, I don't know if it was places or about her move abroad with I think she has 2 young children, but she will be a guest on Friday, and we will integrate that question as well. But I'll definitely talk to you more when I know more about, Sierra Leone and both of those places. So more on that. Let me write this down. Hold on a second. Remy. Expat countries, children. Okay. And I have resources. I know some other, that's not my ministry, but I know some other people who have content. So I'll make sure I include that as a recap as well. I used to work at TTEC. Is that and I'm thinking about going back because they are worldwide. Is that the teaching? But I have to have a hard line. I'm not sure what that means. I have to have a hard line. Sierra Leone or Panama, really open but ready. So yeah, Panama, when I tell you from a cost of living, I don't know the cost of living comparison for Sierra Leone, but that website that I used when I did the comparison and I did a shorter version. So there's a video that I just put up, just shows you how to look that up using, what was the website? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now. I always spell it wrong, but if you go to the video that I just posted and it says free resources, Mexico versus US cost of living, that was posted yesterday. If you go to that video, you don't even have to watch the whole video, but just go to the video, you'll see the website that you can use to see the cost of living for that. Now, from a having children perspective, I'm not sure, but I do know Panama is a lot of people's major choice, first choice. I actually have cousins that were raised in Panama many, many years ago. Well, did I read that? I'm concerned there will be restrictions on retirees from this. There's going to be some restrictions here. There's definitely going to be restrictions here. Health-wise, they don't, and let me just say this. It is so beautiful to see how other countries treat the aging population. I was in Mexico, and what part? I was in Guadalajara, and it was just beautiful to see when seniors get on the bus. Matter of fact, there's parts of the bus you can't sit in. It's reserved for seniors only. Supermarkets, seniors they jump you. That's period, point blank. Like the way they treat the older population, and it's not just based on culture, it's based on respect for the generation. So yeah, there's going to be changes here, but I definitely want you to not fret and just plan. You're welcome. Hey, what's up, Ty? I haven't seen your face in a minute. So good to see you here. Ethernet has to be plugged into the slot in order for you to accept phone calls. Yeah, I figured we're going to have to do phone calls next time because 2 things. I have to update. So this is a new actually, I'm working on a new MacBook. It's, the M4, whatever. but it doesn't have, excuse me, the M3, excuse me, but I have to update the system and it's been acting wonky. And so everything needs a special security something. So long story short, because I'm about to say goodnight, long story short, I'll do the call-ins the next live, but I wasn't able to even get it set up to do that. So you're welcome. And so, yeah, guys, it's been an hour and 30 minutes. And so I hope this was helpful. Sorry about the couple kinks that happened, but listen, this is technology. I'm going to reboot this computer, not reboot. I'm going to do the software update tonight. And yep, it has 4 updates that I need. So yeah, so anyway, I'm going to do that tonight. And then hopefully on Monday when we come back live, it will be flawless. But until then, I'm going to say good night. Thank you for joining. Thanks so much for answering all your questions. You're welcome. And I definitely look forward to seeing you guys at whenever you could catch a live. Tomorrow we're back at 7 with the worst countries that are at the top of the list for Black Americans to relocate to. And then we have a special interview on Friday. So I'm going to finalize that time and everything as soon as we hang up, or as soon as we say goodnight, and then I'll post that in place of, I might do both. We'll see. I might do both because I have one scheduled that's already, if you look at my page, notify me. If you subscribe, you'll see there's one scheduled for 10:30 a.m. on Friday already, but she just got back to me. So I'm going to definitely prioritize that. So anyway, thank you guys. This was fun. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Oh, wait a minute. I look forward to seeing you next one. And I barely even drank anything. And I wanted to show you, this is the Aperol Spritz. It's very popular in Europe and it's healthy. So next time I'll have a different cocktail and we'll go over more questions and hopefully get through this faster. Okay, take care. Good night, everyone. Have a good one.